Hi everyone, welcome to Molly's Story Time. Today's story is Holly's first day at school and it's by Sarah Ferguson and illustrated by Ian Cunliffe. Holly couldn't stop talking. She had so many things she wanted to tell her mummy. And then we went to the playground and Manya came too. Manya's my new friend, she said, hardly taking a breath. You'll like her, mummy. And we played hopscotch. And then we had drawing. I haven't finished my drawing yet, but I'm going to do some more tomorrow. Mrs. Anderson says she likes my picture. I just need to add more colours. Holly had so many things to say that they were home before her mummy could get a word in. Well, I'm glad that you had such a busy day, Holly. I told you this morning that it was going to be exciting. Holly thought back to that morning and how she had felt. It seemed such a long time ago now. She had been unhappy and a little frightened. She liked being at home with her mummy and Jake, her baby brother, and now she was going to have to spend some of every day away from them. Mummy and Daddy had taken her to the school a few weeks ago so that she could see where it was and meet Mrs. Anderson, the teacher. They had only been able to stay for a little while and Mummy and Daddy had been with her all the time, so it wasn't the same as being there on her own. Holly had talked to Amy, her friend Charlotte's big sister, who had been at school for 2 years. It's great, Amy had said. You'll make lots of friends and Mrs. Anderson is quite fun. Except for when she asks you to do sums. I don't like sums. Holly thought she wouldn't like doing sums either, but she loved the idea of some new friends. That morning it still all seemed very strange, and although Holly was not the sort of girl who cried, baby Jake did enough of that for both of them. She had felt tears in her eyes as her mummy had squeezed her hand at the school gates and said, "You go with Mrs. Anderson now. I shall be back this afternoon before you know it." Holly joined lots of other children who looked just as lost as she did. Mrs. Anderson guided them along the corridor to the school's assembly hall. The hall was big and noisy, full of children talking to one another, and all of them seemed to be older than Holly. A tall man walked into the room, clapped his hands, and everyone stopped talking. "Good morning, children," said the man who Holly knew was the head teacher, Mr. Wainwright. "Welcome back to school. I hope you enjoyed the holidays, I know I did. And a special welcome to the children who are joining us this term. I hope you will be very happy here." After assembly, Mrs. Anderson took all the children to their classroom, which Holly remembered from the time she had come before. It was a big room with lots of windows. Holly could see the playground outside. It had white walls, little wooden tables, blue chairs, and in one corner a huge pile of building bricks. On the walls were pinned lots of colourful things. There was a big poster with all the different letters of the alphabet and a picture by each one. A is for apple, and so on. On another wall were some children's drawings. Mrs. Anderson explained that they had been done by last year's class, but she thought they made the room seem more brighter until the children had some pictures of their own to put up. There were drawings of cows, dogs, houses, trees, and one of a very large bumblebee, which made Holly shiver. "First, we'll all sit in a circle and get to know each other," said Mrs. Anderson. When they had sat down, she went round everyone asking their names and where they lived. Holly discovered that her new friend Manya lived just round the corner from her. They would be able to play together. The rest of the day passed in a whirl, reading, playing, lunchtime, and Holly's favourite, drawing. "What are you going to draw, Holly?" asked Mrs. Anderson. "How about the playground?" Holly looked out of the window and soon was busy with her pencil. So busy, in fact, before she knew it was time to go home. Holly was one of the last to come out of school, as she had been busy putting her pencils away. "Are you all right, Holly?" asked her mummy, who had been waiting at the school gates for some time and was becoming a little anxious. "Mummy, I'm fine," said Holly. "Can I come back tomorrow?" Then, without stopping, Holly began to tell her mummy everything about her busy first day at school. Thank you for listening, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more great stories.